Welcome back to my prolonged fast. It is the day I have been waiting for, day 6. Getting in my final sauna session. Cannot wait to eat some food. A mistake I made as I certainly did not fatten up enough to sustain me through 6 days. The weakness and fatigue really started to hit me halfway through day 4. Day 5 was pretty rough. I was pretty much useless, laying around a lot. Trying to stay active. I did my saunas every day. Tried to walk a little bit, but it is tiring looking after an 8-month-old for 10 hours of the day. She gives me enough exercise as it is, but we're almost there. I'm 3.5 hours to when I can actually put some bone broth in my mouth, so really excited about that. I'll be back to record how I prep that and the rest of the meal that I'm gonna ease back into food. So appreciate you tuning in. See you soon. Okay, I got 7 minutes left and I am getting wrecked. Whew, my hands and feet are starting to tingle like crazy. Kind of like they went to sleep and they're waking up. A little bit of nausea coming on. But we're almost there. The finish line is so close. It's one thing I wanted to cover is I started this fast at 164 pounds. I lost like 3 pounds in the first 3 days. But then that tapered off. The weight loss slowed down a lot because I pretty much ran out of fat to burn. And I've just been running on these fluids. The first 2 times I did a 6-day fast, I was about 13 pounds heavier and I lost about 2 pounds a day throughout the entire thing. With how lean I was going in, that wasn't possible. So it is much more difficult to do these long fasts if you don't have very much food on your body for you to consume and sustain you through it. So this has definitely been the most difficult fast I've ever done. Just for that reason alone, I wouldn't have made it if I wasn't pounding my electrolyte water religiously. So grub time coming next. All right, the moment I have waited 144 hours for. It is time to break the fast. Before I start cooking, I wanted to show you how I do my apple cider vinegar shot, because I don't know if you've ever done one of these before, but it's pretty harsh and it's pretty rough. So this is how I make it a lot easier to get down the hatch. So the way I like to do it is 2 tablespoons of ACV. Make sure you get Bragg's with the mother, that's important. And I do about 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Just let that bubble up. Takes a little bit there, and just let it bubble down. That's about good enough. Now I like to add ground cinnamon to it. Helps with the flavor, plus it has some nice gut benefits. So just a little dash in there. I'll give that a little stir. And then I like to add a little water to dilute it a little bit. Give it a nice stir, make sure all that cinnamon's coated so it's not dry sitting on the top. My co-star is acting up over here. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, here's your toy back. All right, so that's about ready to go. It's all bubbled down. Just take it down the hatch, no problem. Much easier to drink, not nearly as harsh. Okay, now I'm ready to prepare my bone broth. I got this Kettle Fire organic from my local store, and then I had half of this left over from when I made the wife rice early in the week. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this off. I like this brand because they add gelatin to it, which is great for your joints. So we're just gonna add this to the pan. Put it in the fridge so it's a little thick. Squeeze all that goodness out of there. Okay. Just gonna pour this whole container in. Now, as much as I'd love to break this fast with pizza, wings, ice cream, and burgers, it's pretty counterproductive to do after you just fasted off all that bad gut bacteria for 5+ days. So it's important to ease your digestive system back into eating. And my favorite way to do that is bone broth. It's loaded with collagen, protein, all kinds of good stuff. Puts a nice layer on the gut and gets you prepared to eat some food. Now what I have here on my cutting board is a little bit of garlic. Go ahead and add that in, just about a tablespoon there. Got some freshly chopped turmeric. And some ginger root. You don't have to chop it up that fine, but I like to do that because I don't want to eat big chunks of root while I'm eating my broth. And then I learned from Dr. Rhonda Patrick, anytime you consume turmeric, you definitely want to add black pepper because that makes it more bioavailable. So you get a lot more of the anti-inflammatory effect, and some fat helps too. So I'm going to use coconut oil in this case. So I'm going to get about a tablespoon in here, maybe a little more. We're going to just bring this up to a slow boil and then reduce it to a simmer. And then I always like to season with cracked black pepper, pink salt, a little more turmeric powder because that's not going to hurt anything. Give it some good flavor. And some cayenne powder. Give it a little heat. So we're just going to bring this up here to a boil. Just for a very brief moment, reduce it to a simmer for about 15 minutes. And I'll be ready to go. All right, bone broth's finished cooking. Just let it cool down for a little bit. My last finishing touch is a half a lime. Just squeeze that in there, gives it some good flavor. And then I'm gonna eat this whole bowl of broth, and then I'm gonna wait about 30 minutes for round 2, which I got right here is all my steamed vegetables. I have carrots underneath that broccoli, crimini mushrooms, and red onion. So it takes about 20 minutes in the steamer. So about 10 minutes after I finish this broth, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that on, and we'll follow up with round 3. All right, final plate. I got 4 eggs over easy, some guacamole and salsa, got some diced red onion, salt, pepper, turmeric, and cayenne. And that'll do it for the food for the day. All right, so that is me documenting my prolonged fast. I appreciate everyone who watched. I hope you were able to get some beneficial information and hopefully be inspired to do something similar. And with that, we are out. Say bye.